They say a mother's arms are made to hold her baby, but what if you couldn't? What if every time you tried, your body screamed in pain? What if doctors told you nothing was wrong, but you knew something was killing you from the inside? I'm Claire Donovan. And this is the story of how I lost 2 years of my life because someone made a mistake. A mistake they hid. A mistake that almost destroyed me. But I didn't let them win. It was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. November 14th, Portland, Oregon. The sky was gray. But my heart was full of light. I was about to meet my daughter, after 9 months of waiting. Dreaming and planning, she was finally coming. My husband Noah held my hand in the hospital room. His eyes were red, not from sadness, from joy. "You ready?" He whispered. I smiled. More than anything, we had prepared for this moment for so long. The nursery was painted soft pink. The crib was ready. Little clothes folded in the dresser. Books on the shelf waiting to be read. Everything was perfect. St. Olden Memorial Hospital was the best in the city. Everyone said so. Dr. Patrick Halden was going to deliver my baby. He had 20 years of experience. Awards on his wall. Recommendations from everyone. I trusted him completely. I shouldn't have. The delivery started normal. The nurses were kind. They checked my vitals, adjusted my bed, told me everything was going to be fine. Noah stayed by my side the whole time. He wiped my forehead, held my hand, whispered that he loved me, but then something went wrong. I heard the machines beeping faster. The steady rhythm changed, became urgent, loud. Voices became loud, panicked. "We're losing too much blood. Get the clamps. We need to move faster. Call for backup." I felt my body going numb. My vision blurred. Everything started spinning. The ceiling lights became blurry circles. Noah's face appeared above me. He looked terrified. More scared than I'd ever seen him. "Claire, stay with me," he shouted. I tried to answer, but I couldn't. The darkness was pulling me down into nothing. The last thing I remember was Noah's voice calling my name. Over and over, getting further and further away. Then everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I was in a different room, white walls, bright lights. The smell of medicine everywhere, machines beeping softly beside me. My throat felt like sandpaper, my body felt heavy. My V felt heavy. Like someone had placed weights all over me. Noah was sitting beside me. His face looked older somehow. Tired, dark circles under his eyes. His hair was messy. He hadn't shaved. How long had I been asleep? "Claire?" His voice broke. "You're okay. You made it. The baby," I whispered. My throat was so dry. Each word hurt. He smiled through tears. "She's perfect. Lily, our Lily, 10 fingers, 10 toes, beautiful. Just like you." Relief flooded through me. My baby was okay, that's all that mattered. My baby was safe, but then I tried to move just a little. Just to shift my position. Pain, sharp, burning. Like someone was stabbing me from the inside with hot knives. It shot through my stomach and spread everywhere. I couldn't breathe. I screamed. Nurses rushed in. 3 of them. They moved quickly, checked the monitors. One of them injected something into my fore. "It's okay, Mrs. Donovan," one said. "Try to stay still." The medicine worked fast. The pain faded a little, but it didn't go away, not really. It was still there waiting, like a monster hiding under the bed. "It's normal," another nurse said. She adjusted my pillow. "You had a complicated delivery, lost a lot of blood. Your body needs time to heal." Time. They said I needed time. They were wrong. I couldn't hold my baby. Can you imagine that your child is born and you can't even touch her properly? Can't lift her. Can't cradle her against your chest. Every time I tried to lift my arms, the pain in my stomach made me cry out. The nurses brought Lily to me. They laid her beside me on the bed. She was so small, so perfect. Her tiny face. Her small fingers that wrapped around mine. Her perfect little nose, her soft baby sounds. Noah brought Lily to me every few hours. He was so gentle, so careful. He'd place her next to me and I could look at her. touch her hand, but I couldn't hold her. Not the way a mother should. She's beautiful, I whispered. Tears rolled down my face, happy tears mixed with sad ones. But I couldn't hold her, not the way I'd imagined during all those months of pregnancy. I dreamed of that moment, holding my baby girl, feeling her weight in my arms, looking into her eyes. But every time I tried, the pain was too much. Martha, my mother-in-law, took care of Lily. She fed her, changed her, rocked her to sleep. She was amazing, patient, loving. She sang lullabies. She walked the floors at night when Lily cried. She did everything I was supposed to do. And every time I saw her holding my daughter, something inside me broke a little more. It'll get better, Martha said softly one evening. She was rocking Lily by the window. The sunset made everything golden. Just give it time, sweetheart. Your body has been through so much. There was that word again, time, but days passed. Then a week. The pain didn't stop. It got worse, much worse. Other mothers in the maternity ward walked around. They pushed their babies in little carts. They sat in chairs holding them. They smiled and laughed. They looked tired but happy. And I couldn't even sit up without wanting to die. And I couldn't to die. To die, couldn't even sit up without wanting to die. And I couldn't even sit up without wanting to die. 2 weeks after giving birth, I still couldn't stand properly. Walking to the bathroom felt impossible. Even sitting up in bed made me want to scream. My stomach felt wrong, hard, swollen, hot to the touch. Noah called Dr. Halden. He was worried. I could hear it in his voice when he talked on the phone. It's normal for recovery to take time, the doctor said over the phone. His voice came through the speaker. He sounded annoyed, like I was bothering him. Like I was being dramatic. But she can't even hold the baby, Noah argued. His voice got louder. It's been 2 weeks. Something's not right. Every woman heals differently, Mr. Donovan. Some take longer than others. Give it another week, if it doesn't improve. Bring her in for a checkup. Another week felt like forever. But what choice do we have? He was the doctor, the expert. We had to trust him. The pain continued, day and night. It never stopped. Not for 1 minute. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't eat much. Couldn't do anything except lie there and hurt. My stomach felt hard, swollen. Something wasn't right. I knew it, deep in my bones. I knew something was very wrong. Finally, Noah couldn't take it anymore. He picked me up and carried me to the car. Martha stayed home with Lily. Robert drove us to St. Alden Memorial. Dr. Halden barely looked at me in the exam room. He pressed on my stomach quickly. I cried out in pain. He didn't seem to care. Probably just inflammation, he said casually. He was already writing on his pad. I'll prescribe stronger painkillers. That should help. Can you check the surgery site? I asked. My voice was weak, desperate. Please. Something feels wrong inside. He glanced at my incision. Didn't even touch it. No need. The stitches look fine from the outside. Your body just needs more time to heal. Take the medicine. Rest. You'll be fine. Time. I was so tired of hearing that word. So tired of being told to wait, to be patient, to just deal with it. But what could I do? He was the doctor. Weeks turned into months. I visited different doctors. 5 of them, then 6, then 7, they all ran the same tests. Blood work, ultrasounds, x-rays, CT scans, MRIs, everything came back normal. There's nothing wrong, they all said. Your tests are perfect, but I knew there was. My body was screaming at me. The pain never stopped, not for 1 single day. Not for 1 single hour. I couldn't be a mother to Lily. I couldn't play with her. Couldn't take her to the park. Couldn't give her a bath. Couldn't read her bedtime stories while holding her. Couldn't do any of the things I dreamed about. Martha and Robert, Noah's parents, moved in with us. They took care of everything. The house, the baby, me. They cooked, cleaned, did laundry. Paid bills, everything. I felt like a burden. A useless burden who couldn't even take care of her own child. You're not a burden, Martha said one night. She was sitting beside my bed, her hand was warm on mine. "You're sick. And we're going to find out what's wrong. We won't give up." But deep down, I was losing hope. What if this was my life now? What if I never got better? What if I missed everything? My daughter's entire childhood passing by while I lay in bed in pain? The thought terrified me. 6 months passed, then 9, then a year. Lily was growing. She started crawling. She pulled herself up on furniture. Then she took her first steps. She said her first word. "Mama." She looked right at me and said it. "Mama." I cried for hours that day, but they weren't happy tears. They were heartbroken tears. She called me Mama. But I couldn't be her mama. Not really. Martha was the one who held her when she cried. Martha fed her. Martha taught her to walk. Robert was the one who played with her. Made her laugh. Picked her up when she fell. I felt like I was disappearing, fading away. Becoming invisible in my own life. Depression wrapped around me like a thick, heavy blanket. Noah never complained, not once. But I saw the sadness in his eyes. The worry, the exhaustion, he was losing his wife. Slowly, day by day, I was there, but I wasn't really there. He worked all day, came home exhausted, then took care of me and Lily. I heard him crying in the bathroom sometimes. When he thought I was asleep, it broke my heart. "I'm sorry," I told him one night. My voice cracked. "I'm so sorry for everything." "Don't," he said firmly. He held my hand tight. "We're going to figure this out. I promise we won't give up, never." But even he was starting to lose hope. I could tell. I saw it in the way his shoulders slumped. The way he stared at nothing sometimes. We were both drowning, and nobody could save us. 18 months after giving birth, I hit my lowest point. Lily was walking now. Running, actually. She was fast, full of energy. She loved to play, to explore, to discover new things every day. And I watched it all from my bed, from the couch, from the sidelines of my own daughter's life. One doctor suggested it might be psychological. "Maybe it's postpartum depression manifesting as physical pain," she said gently. I wanted to scream, but I didn't have the energy. Another doctor suggested fibromyalgia. "It's a chronic pain condition," he explained. "We can manage it with medication, more pills." More medications, nothing worked. I started to wonder if I was crazy. If maybe it really was all in my head, maybe I was just weak. Maybe other women could handle this pain and I just couldn't. But then one night I spiked a fever. 103 degrees, my body was shaking, sweating. Noah rushed me to the emergency room. They ran tests again, found nothing again. Gave me antibiotics, sent me home. "If it happens again, come back," the ER doctor said. It happened again and again, and again. Something was inside me fighting my body. Poisoning me, I knew it, but nobody believed me. 2 years. 730 days of pain, of feeling helpless, of watching my daughter grow up without me being a real part of it. One afternoon, Lily came into my room. She climbed onto my bed carefully. Martha had taught her to be gentle with Mama, always gentle. "Mama?" she said. Her little voice was so sweet. She put her tiny hand on my face. I smiled through tears. "Hi, baby. Why you sad?" "Mama." Her big eyes looked at me with so much concern. So much love, my heart shattered into a million pieces. "I'm not sad, sweetheart. Mama's just tired. I make you happy," she smiled. That beautiful, innocent smile that lit up the whole world. "You always make me happy," I whispered. "You're the best thing that ever happened to me." But inside, I was screaming. I wanted to hold her. Really hold her, pick her up, spin her around. Play with her, be her mother. Not just lie there while she sat beside me, being careful not to hurt me. I couldn't take it anymore. Something had to change. After 2 years of pain and unanswered questions, Noah heard about a new specialist across town, Dr. Evelyn Carter, a surgeon known for solving medical mysteries. "Just one more try," he begged. Eyes red from exhaustion, I wanted to give up. But he wouldn't let me. Dr. Carter was different. She didn't rush. She listened. She asked about everything. The surgery, the complications, the constant pain when I finished. She sat quietly, thinking, then said, "Something's not right." I want to reopen the surgical site and look inside. Her confidence was both terrifying and hopeful. A week later, I was back in the operating room. The place where my nightmare began, as the anesthesia mask came down. Noah whispered, "We're going to fix this. Today is the day everything changes." When I woke up, his face was wet with tears, but this time they were tears of relief. "They found it," he said, his voice shaking. "You were right all along." Dr. Carter came in, holding photos and a clipboard. "We found a surgical sponge inside your abdomen," she said softly. "It was left there during your C-section 2 years ago." The words shattered me. 2 years of pain, confusion, and hopelessness. All because someone forgot a piece of cloth inside my body. I asked how it could happen. Dr. Carter's expression hardened. "It shouldn't have. Sponges are always counted before and after surgery." This was pure negligence. Noah's hands trembled as he looked at the photo, the decayed, infected sponge that had been poisoning me for 730 days. I stared at it, unable to look away. I wasn't crying from sadness this time. It was anger, raw, burning anger. Someone did this to me. Someone's carelessness stole 2 years of my life. 2 years with my daughter. 2 years of being a mother. 2 years of being a wife. 2 years of living. And they almost got away with it. Dr. Carter cleaned everything. She removed the infected sponge, cleaned out all the infection, removed damaged tissue, flushed everything with antibiotics, closed the wound properly this time. "You'll need a few weeks to recover," she said, "but you're going to be okay." Really okay. The infection is gone, the foreign object is gone. Your body can finally heal properly now, and she was right. For the first time in 2 years, the pain started to fade, actually fade. Not just hidden under painkillers. Actually going away within days. I could sit up without crying. Within a week I could stand, my legs felt weak. I hadn't really walked in so long. But I could do it. Within 2 weeks, I could walk down the hallway. Then outside, then around the block. Physical therapy helped. Every day I got stronger. My body was finally healing. For real this time. And then came the moment I had dreamed about for 730 days. It was a quiet Tuesday morning, 3 weeks after the surgery. Sunlight streamed through the windows, birds sang outside, and the smell of pancakes filled the house. Lily was playing on the carpet with her toys, humming a little song Martha had taught her. I walked into the living room. No walls to lean on, no pain holding me back. Just walking like a normal person. Like a mother. Lily looked up, her eyes wide. "Mama!" "You walking?" I knelt down, opened my arms. And she ran straight into them, for the first time. I caught her, really held her. Her tiny arms wrapped around my neck, her hair brushed my cheek. And I broke, tears poured down my face. "Mama's sad," she whispered. "No." "Baby," I said through a trembling smile. Happy tears. "Mama's just so happy to hold you." Noah stood in the doorway. Tears in his eyes. Martha and Robert joined him. Their faces wet with joy. In that moment, every scar, every sleepless night, every bit of pain felt worth it. I was holding my daughter. Truly holding her, but as I looked at her, one thought cut through the joy like a blade. Someone had to pay for what they did to me. Noah and I went back to St. Alden Memorial the next week. We demanded to speak with Dr. Patrick Halden. The receptionist tried to put us off. "Dr. Halden is very busy. Maybe you could schedule an appointment. Tell him Claire Donovan is here," Noah said firmly. "Tell him we found what he left inside his patient 2 years ago. Tell him we have lawyers. Tell him he needs to see us." Now, she picked up the phone, made a call. Her face went pale as she listened. She hung up and nodded. "He'll see you in conference room B." He made us wait. For over an hour it was a power move making us wait. Showing us he was important, busy, but we waited, we had time. We had nothing but time now. When he finally walked into the conference room, He looked annoyed, irritated, like we were wasting his precious time. He was wearing an expensive suit, a gold watch, his hair was perfect. "Mr. and Mrs. Donovan," he said coldly. He didn't even shake our hands. "What can I do for you?" I stared at him, really looked at him. This man had destroyed 2 years of my life, stolen time I could never get back. And he didn't even remember me. I was just another patient. Another number, another chart. "You left a surgical sponge inside my body," I said. My voice was steady, calm, but there was steel underneath. "During my C-section 2 years ago. Do you remember me now?" His face went pale. Just a little. Just for a second. Then he put on his professional mask again. That's impossible. We follow strict protocols here at St. Alden. We have safety measures. Dr. Evelyn Carter removed it last month," Noah interrupted. He slid a folder across the table. "Medical reports, photos of the infected sponge, lab results showing chronic infection. Everything is documented." Dr. Halden opened the folder. His hands weren't quite steady. He looked at the photos, read the reports. His jaw tightened more and more with each page. "These things happen," he finally said. His voice was defensive. "Surgery is complicated. There are time pressures, multiple patients. Emergencies. Time pressures." I stood up. My voice wasn't calm anymore. "I couldn't hold my daughter for 2 years because you were in a hurry. I couldn't walk, couldn't live, couldn't be a mother. Because you forgot to count your sponges, Mrs. Donovan. I understand you're upset, but mistakes happen in medicine. It's an imperfect science." "Upset?" I laughed. It was a harsh, bitter sound. "I'm not upset, doctor, I'm destroyed. You took 2 years from me. 2 years I'll never get back. 2 years of my daughter's life that I missed, her first steps, her first words. Her first birthday, her second birthday, everything. Do you know what that feels like? Can you even imagine?" He looked away. Couldn't meet my eyes. "I'm sorry. It was a time issue that day. Things were complicated. You were bleeding heavily. We had to move fast. Your apology means nothing," I said coldly. "Nothing. You stole 2 years from me because you were careless. Because you didn't follow basic safety rules. And then you dismissed me when I told you something was wrong. You could have found it months earlier if you'd listened, but you didn't care." Noah pulled out another folder, thicker than the first one. "We're filing a lawsuit for medical negligence and malpractice. And we're going to make sure this never happens to anyone else. We're going to make sure everyone knows what you did." Dr. Halden's face turned red, angry now. "You can't prove intent. You can't prove—" "We have everything we need," Noah said firmly. "Dr. Carter documented everything. The sponge, the infection, the damage to my wife's body. Your failure to investigate when she complained. Your dismissal of her pain. Everything, you're done." We walked out. And I felt something I hadn't felt in 2 years, power, control, strength. I wasn't a victim anymore. I was a fighter. The hospital tried to protect Dr. Halden, of course they did. A lawsuit like this would hurt their reputation. Cost them money, maybe cost them patience. They called us into meetings. Offered us settlements, money to stay quiet. To sign papers saying we wouldn't talk about what happened. We refused. I couldn't be bought. My pain, my loss, my daughter's first 2 years. That wasn't for sale, with Martha and Robert's full support. We hired Sarah Chin, a sharp, fearless medical malpractice lawyer known for taking down powerful people. She promised we'd win, and she meant it, for months. Sarah built the case piece by piece. Every medical record, every witness, every document. She even found other patients with similar stories. When the trial began, almost 3 years after Lily's birth, the courtroom was packed. Dr. Halden's defense tried everything, calling it an honest mistake, saying I exaggerated, that complications happen, but Sarah tore their arguments apart. She brought expert surgeons who testified that leaving a sponge inside a patient is never an accident. It's pure negligence. She showed photos, videos, medical bills. evidence no one could ignore. Then Dr. Evelyn Carter took the stand and told the court the truth. This could have been prevented by following basic surgical protocol. Her words hit hard when I testified. I told the jury what it felt like to lose 2 years of my life, unable to walk, unable to hold my child. Because of someone's carelessness, some of them cried. And when Dr. Halden finally testified, trying to defend himself, Sarah exposed the truth. He'd rushed my surgery to make his next appointment, ignored procedure, and signed incomplete paperwork in the end. The jury saw everything clearly. They ruled in our favor. We won. Justice wasn't just served, it was earned. It was earned. Dr. Patrick Halden was found guilty of gross medical negligence. The jury's verdict was unanimous. He lost his medical license and was permanently banned from practicing medicine. The court ordered him to pay heavy damages. And his once respected reputation was destroyed. His career was over. St. Alden Memorial Hospital was also found partially liable. They were forced to reform new safety policies, stricter surgical protocols, better staff training, regular audits, and mandatory instrument counts. They even had to publish the case publicly as a warning and a promise to do better. When the verdict was read, I didn't feel joy. Just an overwhelming sense of relief. The weight I'd been carrying for years finally lifted. "It's over," Noah whispered, holding my hand tightly in the courtroom. "It's finally over." I looked at him, tears in my eyes, and repeated softly, "It's over," behind us. Martha and Robert were crying too. Not from grief this time, but from justice. Across the room, Dr. Halden walked out without meeting our eyes. His shoulders heavy, his expensive lawyers defeated. He'd lost, we'd won. 3 years have passed since that second surgery. Since Dr. Carter saved my life. Lily is 5 now, she's in kindergarten. She's smart, kind, curious, full of life and energy and joy. She loves to read, loves to draw, loves to dance around the living room. I can hold her whenever I want. And I do, every single day, multiple times a day. I never take it for granted, not for 1 second. Noah and I are stronger than ever. Trauma either breaks you or bonds you. And somehow it did both. It shattered who we were. But it rebuilt us into something unshakable. There are still scars, reminders of everything we went through. But now they feel like proof of survival. Proof that truth matters, that love endures. That even after pain this deep, life can still be beautiful again.